In this video, guys, we're going to look at positive versus negative rituals in trading. Some of them are external that affect our trading, some of them more to do with the operational side of placing the trade. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. Alright, so life and trading, we know there's a lot of parallels that come in, and very often I'm listening to great leaders and great performance coaches and taking a lot of that input and bringing it into the trading career, bring it to the trading zone, because a lot of it, you know, even though regardless of whether you are an athlete, a business person, a trader, any of these things, they're all going to have certain commonalities and themes throughout them. So we can learn from any of the best guys in any of the arenas. I know we studied some of the best traders, and I've done videos that talked about looking at the best traders out there, and we try and take those little bits to become better traders ourselves, but also from all different arenas. And one of the things that actually many of the great traders do, and I've noticed, you know, you probably noticed yourself, that when I started implementing more positive rituals in my trading, that's when things started to pick up. That's when things started better. That's the thing with the trading career, guys. You know, I've been trading for almost 20 years now, and when you look back on some of the turning points, they are little subtle shifts, not necessarily because you become such a massively better trader, but it's just subtle shifts in the way that you approach the market, the way that you approach certain conditions. And one of the things, definitely for me, looking back, and some of the things that I really try to emphasize now, because no one's perfect, guys, we still have these things that creep into us, aren't quite as good as they could be for our trading, you know, is this positive versus negative rituals. So doing things on a positive way, becoming a habit, and then you look back and go, hey, you know what? That we didn't feel it have an impact on the time, but actually when you look back and you go, well, actually look at your P&L, look at the way things started to change. Is it a coincidence that you started employing lots of positive rituals and trying to get rid of the negative ones? No, it's not. And when you kind of go through a little bit of a lull in your performance, you go, well, actually you've let a few of the negative rituals creep in, haven't you? You've not been so strong and aggressive with the positive rituals that have helped your trading, and you start to realize, well, actually there's something to this. So let's just look at these guys. So positive versus negative rituals to help improve your trading. First thing is sleep. Now, most people can get up on time. Most people have an alarm, it goes off whatever time it is for you, you get up, fine. Some people still struggle with that, and that's something that you can easily combat by just being more disciplined with it. Maybe keeping your alarm out of the room so that when it goes up, you're not just hitting snooze and going back to sleep. You're getting up straight away, get your coffee on, bang, get outside, get some fresh air, cold water on your face, whatever you need to do. We've talked about routines for that before. But a lot of people don't have the discipline to go to bed on time. It's a funny thing. And in fact, if you get up early and you've not had enough sleep, you're going to feel rubbish. And you know, in trading, guys, it is literally correlated to your income. It can't be any simpler. If you don't have a sleep that you need, some people need 8 hours, some people need 6 hours, whatever it is, we'll have to get into that. But you know that you won't be at your peak performance. And if you're not at your peak performance in trading, you will make less money over time. So it's as simple as saying to yourself, if I go to bed at this time, I will be richer in X years. I know it's simple, it's a bit of a joke, but it's almost true. So going to bed on time, have a positive ritual, set your alarm, says, hey, it's bedtime now, I need to go to do whatever you do before you go to bed. Fine, I'm going to be asleep by this time. It means I'm going to get my 8 hours, my 7 hours, my 6 hours, whatever you need, rather than staying up too late. You might be staying up watching YouTube videos, guys, of people like me. Don't do it. You know, I'd rather you switch me off and I not get the like or the click or whatever that makes the YouTube channel grow, so that you can become a better trader. You can watch me again the next day, it's fine. But you get the point, as I'm making a little bit of fun out of it, but you know the idea. You stay up too late watching Netflix, you're on social media, even if you're staying out looking at charts. We've all been there, we've got early hours of the morning scanning through charts still. It's not worth it. Go to bed on time. The positive ritual of going to bed on time. All right. Other thing is making time for fitness versus not sticking to workouts. We can all make excuses not to go and work out. We can all make excuses not to have fitness, go for the jog, whatever you like to do, because there are other things that seem more important, right? We go, you know, I want to be a trading. I want to make sure I'm there for this market. I want to make sure that this, and if at the end of the day, I'm not going to have time to do this. You have to still have time for it. I'm not saying you have to go crazy at it, but we just know it's proven that getting the blood flowing, having some fitness there, having some kind of workout helps us just blank the mind from trading, number one, and just helps us physically as well. So having a routine where you're making time for it. The big excuse is I haven't got time for it, and it's an easy excuse. It's a rubbish excuse. Everyone's got time to do an hour or 45 minutes worth of exercise a day. Eating well versus not planning food and grabbing anything. We probably all fall into this trap, guys. This is what we do. You know, if we plan our food and plan our prep and plan all the things that are good for us as traders, it's better. If we don't plan it, same with anything, guys, we just end up grabbing something, we end up getting a delivery in, we end up grabbing something from the shop, and it's not as healthy as it could be. You get the idea. So it's the routine and the ritual. Okay, so these are kind of things that aren't directly impacting our training, but will do over time. You know, if you're having the right sleep, if you're exercising, you're eating the right things, nutrition, they will help over time. We know this. We know this, guys. This is common sense. And then when it comes to the kind of operational side of it, pre-trade prep. So having the routine where you're preparing your trade each time. Hey, what's the risk on this deal? How do I feel about the trade? How am I feeling at the moment? All this kind of stuff. And we've done specific videos where I've gone into detail about that, so check those out. Versus diving into the markets, versus just coming into your desk, switching on your screens, sliding the chair up, going, right, what's going to trade? Okay, I think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go down. I think it's, you know, that is just a recipe for disaster, guys. It's a negative ritual that you need to remove and say, okay, I'm going to have my pre-trade prep. And all these things, by the way, they take time. I'm not saying you immediately go, I'm going to become the perfect trader and the perfect person. We're never going to become the perfect person anyway, or the perfect trader, but you get the idea. You're never going to be able to go from, okay, if you've got some of these, just deleting them immediately. It takes time, it takes persistence to develop a new habit, and there's, you know, various studies that say it takes 30 days or 31 days, whatever it is, of persistently doing it to make it a habit. And so with the pre-trade prep, by day 3, you're probably going, yeah, it's really good. And then by day 7, you're like, oh, forget it this time. But that's when you have to go really dig in and go, right, I'm going to do this for 30 days, and may not feel like it's doing the right thing, but it will do. And then after that 30-day period, it becomes your new habit, it becomes better, your trading becomes better. Routine after losses versus shrugging off poor performance and not learning. Nothing wrong with shrugging off poor performance, but as long as you learn from it. And very often, the negative ritual, we have a string of losers, things aren't so bad, we chuck it under the, dust it under the, throw it under the carpet, under the rug, and we forget about it. We don't think, hey, what could I have done better? What can I learn from that string of losers? Maybe it is just a string of losers that happens with the strategy. Fine. Maybe it is that you're pulling the trigger too early. Maybe it is that the stop placement isn't right. Whatever it is, you know, we're learning from it. So what's your routine after a string of losers? And it should be, hey, dial down. Again, another video specifically on this, so if you want to go and check it out, I'll deep dive into this. But overview, dial down the size immediately. Print off all the charts. Check against what I've done. Have I pulled the trigger right? What setup is it? All the kind of stuff that you would go through and say, right, well, actually, I could have avoided that loser because I ended up scaling into the position when I shouldn't have done. I could have avoided that loser because I took this trade here, which really wasn't a setup, and that caused me to then take this, you know, finding it. And what's your routine? So again, it's developing these positive rituals, guys, that just help. And at the end of the day, right, if we're all here to make as much money as we possibly can in the markets with the means that we have and the skill set that we have and the finance we have and all this kind of stuff, then any of these things don't take up much time. They don't take up much resources. And in fact, you know, just going to bed on time is easy, it's free. Making time for fitness is 30 minutes, an hour a day. You know, we've all got that. Eating well, pre-trade, all these don't take any effort in terms of resources. You know, so maybe there's a little bit of time here, but you know, when you think about the gain that you get when you start to add these things together, incremental gain, then ultimately, if we're trying to get to a point in our trading, whatever that is for you, it just means we get there quicker. And so thinking about, guys, the positive versus negative rituals. Are we going to be perfect? No. Are we going to, from time to time, stay out late every now and then? Yes. Are we going to, from time to time, eat some junk that we hadn't expected? Yes. Are we going to occasionally miss a pre-trade prep? Maybe. But the point is if we do it more often than not and we get better and better and better and better and better and better at it, we realize the consistency, what it's about, we realize the impact, and actually realize that we're never going to miss a pre-trade prep because the impact of it could be devastating for us. So we start to put things in perspective. We don't start to be too hard on ourselves. Okay, oh, well, I still have a bit too late. Well, it becomes one night out of 50 as opposed to, you know, one night out of 3. You get the idea. So it's incremental improvements. If you've got any ideas, guys, for what you would have as a positive ritual, against a negative ritual that you use in your trading, or maybe something that you could say really worked for you. When you started doing X and stopped doing X, it really started to move the needle in your trading. Maybe it wasn't instant, but often these things are quite delayed, and 30 days down the line, 90 days down the line, you really saw the benefit. Let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, take care, guys. I try to give those positive rituals a little bit more of a boost, and we can all become better traders for it. Bye-bye.